Let's talk about what's going on with Leslie Jones. The dangers of being a Black woman in public space have been well documented. It's particularly bad online where the stakes are low for harassers. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a breakdown of online harassment by both race and gender, but according to the Pew Research Center, women are more likely to be harassed than men, duh, and Black people are more likely to experience harassment than white people. Leslie Jones is just another example of a highly visible Black woman who was subject to vicious attacks. Last month, right after the premiere of Ghostbusters, racists began to attack Leslie with sick memes and racial slurs. The attacks got so bad that Leslie decided to take a break from the platform. Until finally, Twitter came in, late as usual, and decided to ban conservative blogger slash fuckboy ringleader Milos Yiannopoulos. But of course, the fuckboys weren't done. Last week, they hacked Leslie's website. They posted nude photos of her private documents, passwords. The entire thing was so gross and such a big deal that the Department of Homeland Security got involved. We should all be outraged by what happened to Leslie Jones. It's completely inexcusable. But I was thinking that this might be an opportune time for white feminists to step up. Now, of course, I'm not begging. If nobody else has it, Black women got it like we always do. But I found it really strange that during that whole ordeal, white feminists with huge platforms didn't say anything. In fact, I'm not even sure if all of her co-stars came forward in her defense. Now, it seems like things are a little bit different this time, but I'd like to see more. Right now, white feminists need to put in the same kind of work, tweets, articles, online and offline conversations, as well as activism that they would put forth for any other cause they champion. What's happening to Leslie Jones should be on the lips and fingertips of every feminist, not just because Jones is a celebrity, but because it exemplifies the sorts of abuse that Black women experience just for existing. I'm a proud feminist, but I completely understand why women who believe in the equality and justice of all people don't embrace the term. Why should I as a woman have to spend my time fighting for my rights and educating my so-called allies? The only way to remedy this, get rid of white feminism. Here's what I mean when I say that. Historically, white women's Western feminist movements haven't been about justice and equality for everyone. White women simply wanted the same rights as white men. See the suffrage movement. And in many ways, that continues today with myopic analysis and selective outrage. Writer Kate Young has a brilliant definition of white feminism. White feminism is the feminism that doesn't understand Western privilege or cultural context. It is the feminism that doesn't consider race as a factor in the struggle for equality. Me, myself, I subscribe to Black feminism, which attends to the many ways that women can be marginalized. Patricia Hill Collins explains, if intersecting oppressions did not exist, Black feminist thought would be unnecessary. If you're a feminist and your work does not begin from the understanding that all women are not the same, then you're definitely getting it wrong. For example, there was a big celebrity nude leak back in 2014. White celebrities like Jennifer Lawrence, Kaylee Cuoco, Kate Upton all had their nude photos taken and posted on the internet. Now, this actually happened to some Black women too, like Gabrielle Union, but of course, they don't get the same coverage. After that, there were all sorts of conversations about consent and revenge porn and bodily autonomy. So it's reasonable to expect you should have the same amount of fervor for Leslie Jones. But if we're gonna talk about Leslie, then we also have to acknowledge the ways that what's happening to her is different. Because she's a Black woman, Leslie Jones experiences a specific kind of racialized, gendered abuse that we call misogynoir. Shout out to Moya Bailey. The hackers not only posted Leslie Jones's nudes and her personal information, they also posted an image of Harambe the gorilla. That's what I'm talking about. So that image works on multiple levels. It's meant to be an attack on Leslie Jones's femininity, and it also calls on a white supremacist trope that says that Black people are subhuman. And there's a whole other dimension of this that Aja Romano explained in Vox. The hacking of Jones's website was overtly political and widely perceived as retaliation against Jones for the events that led to the Twitter ban of alt-right champion Milo Yiannopoulos. Listen, what I'm asking for is really not that hard. I'm just asking for y'all to get angry. Real anger. Anger that spurs action. Angry enough to demand accountability. Angry enough to call out other trifling white folks. Like I mentioned before, a couple of white feminists have taken a stand. Hillary Clinton tweeted this. Patricia Arquette said this, and here's what we got from Katy Perry. So So I actually appreciate the use of misogynoir here. It shows that she is listening and hopefully open to learning. And to be clear, this is not just about my personal interests as a Black woman. Any liberation movement that's really gonna get the job done has to think about and consult the women on the margins. And yeah, I, as a Black woman, am fed up too. Black women are tired of having to fight every single battle by ourselves. Don't talk to me about sisterhood unless you're willing to get dirty in fights that aren't your own.